What's Saturday? What's Saturday? What's Saturday? We in the building. Woo, woo, woo. You know the vibes.
Today, we have a very special guest in the building.
Mm.
He is a DJ from Birmingham, one of the best DJs out here in these streets. He's not just a DJ, okay? He's one of the best content creators out here. A TikTok star, a creative entrepreneur. He goes by the name of DJ DAYDAY.
I'm dead. I want you for you. I'm here.
How hard was it having to adjust from, selling out events, shutting down shows, to everything being complete shutdown, complete lockdown? Yeah.
That's like me, part of my brand and part of me as a person, innit? Like I like to help people, and like as a DJ, like DJs obviously like to bring joy to other people through music, innit? So quite aware of like my gifts in it, in terms of I'm kind of like the light for a lot of people, innit? Like I bring the light to other people. And
we also saw this lockdown as well that you are now a TikTok star as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, how does it feel to be TikTok famous now?
It's gonna be a mad thing. I don't think man can fit in bamboo no more. You know, man, I have to go O2 Institute or something. You know what I'm saying? My granddad used to be a DJ. My mum was even a DJ. Like she helped out my granddad. My dad, my older cousin. Party. That's when I feel like I kind of knew. Like I couldn't believe how much joy and happiness like I was giving to people through just playing music. Like obviously the first mix that I done was the Bashment mix, and that just blew up. Like started doing events, selling out my events from 2015. The thing is, yeah, you have to feel fear and do it anyway. Like everyone's got gifts, everybody's got purpose, everybody can do something, but you have to just figure it out. Like, you have to rather spend time with yourself and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? What's Saturday? We in the building. Woo, woo, woo. You know the vibes. Listen, I love your vibe and your energy, you know. You see when you're listening to my mixes and you're vibing and you're just, you know what I'm saying? You're just dancing. I love that. I love people with good energy, man. And you're someone with good energy.
So I want to say thank you so much for coming on my platform. Like, I appreciate it. I know you're busy and, you've got a lot of things going on. Today, we have a very special guest in the building, okay? We have a very special guest in the building. He is a DJ from Birmingham, one of the best DJs out here in these streets, okay? He is killing it. He is killing it in these shows. He kills it in these events, selling out shows, selling out events. He's not just a DJ, okay? He's one of the best content creators out here. A TikTok star, a creative entrepreneur. He goes by the name of DJ DAYDAY.
I'm dead. I want you for you. I'm here. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I love the intro. Thank you. You know what I mean? Trust me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming on here today. First of all, I want to ask you, how are you?
I'm great, you know. I'm good, man. In this time now, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, when your back's against the wall, you gotta keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's one of them ones where obviously it's tough times for everyone right now. Obviously myself being a DJ, my fellow DJs have felt it, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like we've had to be obviously very creative and innovative, which I feel like that's something I'm kind of blessed with anyway. I'm quite a creative person, and I can always think of new ideas of, ways to make money or just to build, like, you know what I'm saying, to help people and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I'm all good. I've just been going with it and just, you know what I mean? Just see that it goes, you know what I mean?
That is amazing, honestly. So for those who don't know, I discovered DJ DAYDAY back in 2016 on SoundCloud. Actually, one of my friends at the time was like, you need to listen to this DJ. Because back then I was a student at uni. One of my friends was like, listen, you need to listen to this DJ. He is sick. I was like, girl, let me listen to him. Love that. And it was one of your summer mixes on SoundCloud. And ever since then, DAYDAY, I've been rocking with you.
I was on SoundCloud from 2014 to 2017. Then obviously they started deleting man's mixes because of copyright and giving people strikes and all of this and whatever. So everybody moved, all the DJs, they move on to Mixcloud. So when you said that, so obviously, that's good. Not a lot of people know about the SoundCloud vibes. And my SoundCloud was actually, was doing numbers, it was killing it. And then I had to just move over. But these things happen, innit? You know what I'm saying? You got to just adapt, you know what I mean? Like how everyone's doing now, so adapting. So yeah, man, that's what it's about.
Can I just say as well, like, for those who don't know, he's been around a lot of artists. We're talking about Stormzy, we're talking about Mist, we're talking about Omarion, we're talking about Lady Leisha, we're talking about a whole lot more artists, okay? And for me, it's like, you are always, and I mean always, you always bring the vibes. Like, you know, when it comes to these clubs, you come in, you show out, you give the people what they want. You are
part of the brand.
You're
part
an
of the brand.
Okay,
yeah,
you're a
definitely.
host, you're an entertainer, you know what you do, okay?
Nah, definitely.
And you know, my next question is, back in March last year, you had an event that you were supposed to DJ. Unfortunately, that event got shut down because of the lockdown. And I wanted to ask you, how hard was it having to adjust from, you know, selling out events, shutting down shows, to everything being complete shutdown, complete lockdown?
Yeah, I think obviously that was my birthday event, so you get me. So obviously the whole Corona lockdown thing happened last year. I think it was like 23rd of March or something. And my birthday's on the 30th of March, and the end of March, you get me. So I'm praying to God, I'm not gonna see 2 birthdays in lockdown. Obviously we're coming into March now, so I'm like,
I know, right?
So obviously I had to just do an Instagram live and all of that, which was cool. Like, it was one of them ones, in it. Like, obviously I'm a person where I'm quite good with my money. Like, I save my money. I don't really have that much expenses. I don't buy loads of designer clothes and all everything there, because we'll touch on this anyway. But I believe your value it's gotta come from within you, and it's not all about, you don't need to buy the Dior's and buy the Louis Vuittons and you don't need to do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
you just
man,
you don't have to do none of
real
that.
talk. So yeah, man, obviously, like, in terms of adapting, like, obviously just had to adapt to it. Couldn't do anything else. Obviously, all the DJs then went on the lives, and not only just that, but it was good to obviously see the reaction from people and bring happiness to people, because that's like me, part of my brand and part of me as a person, innit? Like, I like to help people, and like, as a DJ, like, DJs obviously like to bring joy to other people through music, innit? So obviously just had to just continue doing what I was doing, putting the mixes out, doing the lives. Obviously I was doing the lives like every week. You get me, getting drunk up and that. Like, luckily my bedroom's only upstairs. You get me, but like, I'm not gonna lie, it was catching up with me. You get me. I was like, so I had to stop doing it every week. It was just too much. So now obviously I'm just trying to do it here and there, and then I'm looking to get into, like, do some streaming and maybe doing some Zoom parties. And because bear in mind, you have to think, like, myself and other DJs, we don't have many like income streams coming in at the moment, and because obviously the clubs and everything lock off. So obviously we can bring the vibe to people and people support the cause, and then obviously that's all good. Everybody wins, you know what I'm saying? So
and that's one of the things I wanted to say as well. Like, you've literally been entertaining us during this lockdown. You've been literally entertaining all of us in this lockdown. Your DJ lives, like, honestly, you've literally been killing it, because when I tell you, there's been times where I'm like, I'm not really a going out type of person, but sometimes you just want to, like, bust a wine a little bit, but you've just been taking it, and I honestly appreciate that, because obviously a lot of people are dealing with mental health. People at home, they're stuck at home, people are bored, people don't know what to do with themselves, and the fact that you just keep bringing it, like, with all you've just been entertaining us during this lockdown, and I'm sure a lot of us and myself, we appreciate it. The fact that you have this gift and talent, and you're not letting that stop. Like, you're just, that you can't put yourself in a box. You
for
can't
real,
put yourself in a box.
Definitely not. Like, it's mad. Like, obviously on my journey, like my DJ journey, like, obviously at first, just DJing and stuff, and then, like, like, I've made songs, like, I've been rapping on songs and that, like, just spontaneous, and I'll just do whatever I want to do in it. Like, them ones, you never know. I might get on a track and start singing. Nobody knows, I might got some vocals, So obviously, man, you just gotta just go with the flow. And obviously, like you said, in terms of gifts and stuff like that, I'm a true believer of everyone's been giving gifts, and I'm not speaking like, I know everything about myself and I know everything about my life and stuff, but I'm quite aware of, like, my gifts in it, in terms of I'm kind of like the light for a lot of people in it. Like, I bring the light to other people, and everybody says, I love your vibe, I love your energy. So obviously that just tells me that that's part of my gift in it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you just gotta be, aware of your gifts, and just go with the flow, man.
Your gift
with
and talent,
even you as well. Let me just tell you as well, you are someone that you've got a light about you as well, like, when you do your videos and that, like, you've got the vibe, like, you've got the vibe.
But you know what, like, I'm glad that you even, like, acknowledge that, you do have the aura in you, and like, your gift and talent is making room for you, which brings me to my next question. You know, like I said, you're surrounded with a lot of artists, Afrobeat, Tion Wayne, Stormzy, Mist, and all of them, which brings me to my next question as well, because you're really good friends with Mist. How did that come around? Like, how are you supposed to Mist?
That was like school, you know, to be fair, because we went to the same school, innit? So obviously, from school, but we didn't really like talk that much in school, to be fair, because he was obviously a few years older than me, innit? So I was like one of the youngest or whatever. And then obviously, you know, he's done his thing, and I'm doing my thing, and then obviously he had his tour, obviously seeing what I'm doing, and then, you know, brought me onto the tour and stuff like that.
I believe back in 2018 or 2019, you dropped 2 singles, Wavy Vibe and Rotate It. With, by the way, I still listen to Rotate It up until today.
Rotate is a vibe, innit? I'm not gonna lie to you, like, you know what's mad? Like, when obviously the Rotate tune, my brethren who's on it, who's on the chorus, DB the singer, he was even meant to be on the tune, innit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He killed it. Like, it was crazy how it happened, because like I had the beat, I bought the beat off YouTube or whatever, and then I wrote up like the verses and stuff. And then I remember I went to my brother's yard, DB, and then I was like, yo, listen to what I got in that. Like, I was just gassed. I was just like, yo, listen to this. Like, it sounds hard. And then he was like, yo, you got a chorus for it. And then I kind of done in the chorus, and he was like, nah, I can make it a better one. And then he just like, he's got a studio in his yard, so he recorded it as like a draft in it. And the man was like, yo, this is hard. And then obviously we went to the studio with someone like P Diddy. You know what I'm saying? P Diddy is a serial entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? He's got Ciroc. My man was on tunes, and he brought the vibes, and you'll hear him on tracks and that, you know, like that. But he's more time executive produced the tracks, like, and he's a performer. Like, I like to see myself as someone like that. So I will more than likely probably do like a quick 8-bar or a quick 16-bar. More time, I'm not gonna be on the whole tune. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know I can do it, and if I want to do it, so yeah, it's one of them ones, man.
Because Rotate, I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, there was one part when it was your part, and I was like, nah, this part is lit. I have to rewind it.
Oh god.
When you dropped Wavy Vibe, that was by yourself, wasn't it? It wasn't with anybody else.
Yeah, that was by myself. My friend Karina Diaz. She was singing in it. She was doing the DJ there, and she's also the one that you know, the intro on my mixes. You're listening to like, it's the same girl.
Yeah, basically. Crazy. Like, I'll be walking to work and like, it's DJ.
Nah, I love it. You know, it's actually sick. Like, even
but
kids
I'm sure,
that do it.
Everybody loves your intro, because I see like little kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that when I see stuff like that, man. It actually makes me happy. Man, like, yo, it's crazy. Like,
are you planning on bringing more music coming soon?
Yeah, you know what it is.
Any exclusive music anytime
you know what it is. The maddest thing is, I've actually got a few tunes on my laptop that I made. Well, I got one tune on my laptop that I made, which is not finished, and I got another one which is also not finished. But I don't think I'm gonna drop them, because like I said in it, I don't know. I'm not really trying to do the artist thing like the moment. Like, when obviously at the moment, I'm actually working, like, especially during this quarantine time, I'm actually working on something else, which is taking a lot of my time, which I know I can't really speak on, obviously. You can't really speak on certain things until when you're done in it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm into it, and then once that's done and everything's flowing nicely with that, then I can start to move into the musical side of it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just sometimes you gotta just reach certain milestones before you get to that one. So yeah, man, that's what I'm on.
That's amazing. We also saw this lockdown as well that you are now a TikTok star as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Over 100,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel to be TikTok famous now? Like, you know, you're well known. You are a huge public figure now. Like, how does that feel? Is it a lot of pressure?
I don't know. I just see it as, it's one of them ones where obviously over the last few months, obviously I was putting out DJ videos on TikTok or whatever, and like, you know, they started to blow up and stuff. But in terms of like followers, I just see it as a number, in it. Like, I think I got like 170,000 followers on TikTok. I think like 2.6 million likes or something. But I'd rather just see it as a number until when like everything's open and I go to the shop and then I'm getting bombarded with their fans from TikTok. Like I'm not seeing any difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can still go to the shop and everything nice. Like, so I'm not someone that, like, I'm not an egotistic person, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a number to me. I'm going to continue putting out content and just bringing vibes to people in it regardless. But what I'm definitely looking forward to, though, is that obviously with TikTok, my fan base has grown even more. I'm reaching different age demographics. I'm reaching even the younger people. So when obviously everything blows over and people can go out or whatever, Like it's gonna be a mad thing. I don't think man can fit in bamboo no more. You know, man have to go O2 Institute or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm looking. That's part of one of my goals, isn't it? One of my something that I'm trying to manifest. You know what I'm saying? I'm visualizing the O2, and there's a big line outside. You know what I'm saying?
Festival, because that's gonna happen for
sure.
Yeah,
it's already there. 100%. So like, watch out. I got my vision board right here. You know.
Woo! O2, you know I like this.
Everything there. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got a record there, DJ DAYDAY, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's on the vision board, man.
It's gonna come. It's coming.
It's gonna come. Just timing, innit? Yeah, timing, man. It's coming.
It's like, it's gonna be around the corner. But that's what I also wanted to mention as well. Like, it must have been, like, quite hard for you because obviously, like, you know, we're used to seeing you, you know, you've selling out shows, you've got people queuing legit outside, like there's a huge queue outside. People are waiting to get inside your event, and then obviously everything is full on shut down. I mean, it must have been really difficult for you because you're used to that vibe, you're used to that energy.
Did manage to squeeze out 2 brunches, and the 2 brunches, you know, like when obviously everything was open and you could sit down and all that, socially distance and all that stuff. I managed to do 2 brunches, which I was really happy about, and that was just kind of keeping my ears to the announcements, and obviously when things were open, then I, like, you know, already kind of had stuff planned in it to say I wanted to do a brunch in it. And like I said, like, you know, when your back's against the wall, you gotta just gotta pull something out your ass. No homo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do something. Actually, with me now, like, I'm self-employed, you get me? So every day, like, I have to just keep. You don't play. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I have to keep grinding. I can't not grind, you know what I'm saying? Because if I don't grind, I ain't eating. You know what I'm saying? It's a real I tell you, I am eating because I still live with my family, you get me? So man's obviously gonna be eating, but yeah, man, just gotta keep it moving in it regardless, man. Every day.
100%. The grind don't stop. You also have DJ DAYDAY store. Like, can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, for those who don't know, like, what is it that you sell at DJ store?
At the moment, I got obviously CDs and USBs and stuff. The USBs have been selling quite well, to be fair. Where, yeah, man. Obviously, because my mixes are quite popular on Mixcloud, so people can put 10 of their favorite mixes on there. I've also obviously been doing the Instagram live, so yeah, so obviously I've got the live recordings on there, so you can put them onto the USBs. If anybody wants a USB, message me right now. All you need to do is just say USB. Just message me USB. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And then I can get back to you. But yeah, eventually I'm going to obviously get like merchandise. Not even just like the regular like t-shirts and hats and all that stuff. The maddest thing is I've actually done that previously. I've done that in 2015.
Okay.
I had a clothing line, which I can't really say a clothing line, but I started a little something basically called Dedicated and Determined. So it kind of resembled my old logo. So my logo obviously has the 2 Ds in it. Don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, so obviously my logo has the 2 Ds like that. But before it was a bit different. I didn't have my name in the middle. So yeah, I kind of just put a twist on it, and yeah, I made a little clothing line from there. But I want to get back into that eventually. I'm kind of like, basically, I'm trying to think of like a movement on it. I know it will come to me anyway because I believe in stuff like this. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to create a movement because you see when you create a movement, yeah, like this is when it goes mad. This is when,
of course,
when people feel like they're a part of something. Everybody wants to feel a part of something. Everyone wants. A lot of people out here don't know like what they want to do in life or what, like, which is okay because that's how it goes sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you feel like you're a part of like a community and you're all, you know, pushing towards the same thing, like my kind of movement that I want to create is just people that are trying to better themselves in it. You know what I'm saying? People that like know that their life is worth more than what it is now, like, and they're willing to put in the time and effort to better themselves. So I'm going to create something along the lines of that, where, because that's what I'm very much on in it. I just believe in this, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's got gifts, everybody's got purpose, everybody can do something, but you have to just figure it out. Like, you have to rather spend time with yourself in it and figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of people don't do because you're too busy watching Netflix or playing PlayStation.
Can you be free? Because I feel like this is what I always say all the time to people. Like, you know, people be using their time and energy to do the unnecessary things, you know? A lot of people don't realize that they have a lot of gift and talent. Your gift and talent shall make room for me, shall make room for you, because what people don't understand is, like, people tend to put themselves in a box.
Wait there. Say that again. Your gift and so you said your gift
shall make room for you.
All right, I swear that's in the Bible. Is that in the Bible? Do you go to church? Are you religious or
I'm
anything? Or
Muslim.
like that's okay, that's cool, cool. But that's definitely like a spiritual type thing anyway. Because when I was watching what's his name now? Steve Harvey. I like to watch Steve Harvey stuff. I'm serious, you know what I'm saying? And he says that your gift and your talents will make room for you.
It
You
will
know
make
what I'm
room
saying?
for you, and people don't realize. That's why when like it's kind of hard for me to relate to people that, you know, watch Netflix, use their time and energy to just sit around and just do the unnecessary things when they don't realize like you've got that gift in you. You whatever that you want to do in life, you can make it happen. You can make it happen. You're just gonna have that courage. You're gonna believe in yourself. You know, you're gonna put that time and energy into it. And I feel like a lot of people tend to not do that, you know. And I feel like with you, I love how like even on your Insta lives, I mean, even on your Instagram stories, you always encourage people to do better, to make something of themselves, you know?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, I think, yeah, man, like, I don't know, like, as you said, a lot of people, like, they want to do better, or they want to, you know, find out what they want to do. And I think, like, yeah, that's why I do feel like one of my gifts is to be the light in it, to be the leader, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's that the craziest thing is, when this is, I know I'm probably going a little bit off topic, but when my nan passed away, 2016 or 17, like I remember after the church ceremony and everything, the what was it called? The priest. Is it called a priest? Yeah, the priest basically come up to me after. I was thinking, I was gonna say Baptist. That's not the right word. Yeah, the priest come up to me and he says, he just basically said to me like, yo, like I can see something within you, you know, like he kind of like broke it down to me like that, like yo, like. He was a black guy and like, he said like, yo, I can see something in you and that kind of stuff. And it made me feel like, raw, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what come am I seeing me? So I think it's just a matter of that I'm kind of like the light, and that's why I try and help people as much as possible. Because yeah, man, I want to see everybody win, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And in terms of you know, obviously like putting time into yourself and stuff like that, I started doing a lot of that when I was actually working in Land Rover. So I left Land Rover in 2017. I was working there from 2014 to 2017, and in the last say like 4 months, I started getting into personal development. So I started reading quite a lot. I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. I bought a book just from the shop. So this is my new one that I've got in it. So that's a book there where I've filled up this one there. I've got two. So this is my old one. There's my old logo. So I've filled up all of that, and I've filled it all. Yeah. So obviously they're just books where like I haven't written them for a while, I'm not gonna lie, but I used to write in them quite a lot. Just like any ideas that I had or any projects that I needed to work on, I've write in there, or just, you know, just a way to kind of find out like your gifts or your talents, or just to know yourself a bit more in it, you know what I'm saying? Or something that you might be interested in. People are in this life, some people might be interested in making cakes, or there could be anything, doing nails, doing whatever, and anything that you just do and you just kind of do it naturally. Like that could be a part of your gift in it, you know what I'm saying? Or like these are the kind of things that you need to write down, because like there could be a potential avenue for you to go down, you know what I mean?
So 100%.
Yeah, man, I think that's important. So I'd recommend anyone get a book in it and start writing on their book, you know what I mean?
And 100%. And the reason why I love, I love what you do is I love how you take us back throughout your journey. For those who don't know, can you please just give people like a little bit background on your journey from the time when you started to where you are right now? Because you know you've come a long way, and your journey is so inspirational.
All right, for my journey, cool. So in terms of DJing, I started, well, it first kind of happened when like I was in like year 6 or something like that. I was very young. My cousin, it goes all the way back. My granddad used to be a DJ. I always put that on the socials. Everybody knows. My granddad used to be a DJ. My mom was even a DJ. Like she helped out my granddad. My dad, my older cousin. So like when I was younger, I used to go to my older cousin's house, and he was teaching me how to use the decks and stuff. So that was when I was very young, probably like in year 6. Then when I was in school, 2009, I think I was in year 9 or something like that, or year 10, there was a 6-week DJing course, done that. Obviously, man was the best in the class, so man had to shut down. So obviously, I shut down the school party. When I shut down the school party, that's when I feel like I kind of knew. Like I couldn't believe how much joy and happiness like I was giving to people through just playing music. Like I remember I played the Temper T tune. Hey, get out of the car! I said, "Be set apart." You know that tune there, that Temper T Funky House thing. Because man, I come from the Funky House era. You get me? Like obviously I knew about bass like that, but Funky House was where I really grew up, kind of. remember playing at all bridges, going mad. And these times, the next level, I couldn't even wheel up on the next one. I'm just thinking, what's going on? I've got boost bumps and that. So I feel like that's when I kind of knew, like, right, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. And then, yeah, man, started. So bear in mind, that happened in 2009. 2011, no, actually 2010, I got a DJ controller from my mum. So obviously I was practicing my mixes and stuff like as a beginner, and then I put a mix out in 2011, which was a bashment mix. Now people don't think it's new to me, you know. I've been doing this, you know, like this runs in man's genes, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little Yardy, I'm a little red skin Yardy, you know what I'm saying? So obviously the first mix that I done was the bashment mix, and that just blew up. Like that was obviously I was promoting it back then. It was like flipping Facebook and probably like MySpace or something. I don't even know what I was using back then.
That was
way back. Like obviously I was promoting the YouTube. I uploaded on YouTube in it. I was promoting the mix on there and blew up. Like I think now when I go on there, it's got like 450,000 views or something mad like that. So that was good. I was just uploading bare content on there, and then obviously jumped on SoundCloud. And I feel like jumped on SoundCloud in 2014, and then I was just putting out bare content, and my fan base just grew. Just grew like low. It's like a snowball effect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I started doing events. Anyone that's thinking about doing any kind of events, I feel like it's good to start with your birthday. If you start with a birthday event, obviously this time now it's a bit peak in it, but when everybody can go out or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Start with a birthday event, and obviously have your plans into what, you know, if you're thinking about doing events, like what is your the name of your event's gonna be in it, you know what I'm saying? So obviously I started off with my 21st birthday and then continued doing them like a few months after that, and then every event now has just been a sellout. Went on tour with obviously Mist from like 2000 and actually no, I'm missing a part. 2015. That's when I was DJing and met like Omari and Tinashe.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was actually there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's mad.
Like this to Omari, like face to face. Like,
oh yeah, wow,
that's
mad.
Close.
You must have.
We probably would have bumped into each other. Like,
so what was you up in the VIP section?
No, I was in the VIP, but
that's what I'm thinking.
I was at the front, like at the front. Like,
yeah, that was way back. Yeah, is that Gatecrasher?
Yeah, it was.
And the maddest thing is,
this is my first time seeing Omari. I've seen Omari a couple of times.
Omari and Tinashe was they was both performing on the same night.
Yeah, Omari performed first, then Tinashe did.
Yeah, because I remember
shutdown. It was packed up.
Yeah, it was actually mad. Like that was like obviously because from 2014, you know, putting mixes out and everything, and I started DJing in like clubs from 2012. These times I wasn't even old enough to DJ in clubs. Like my sister does events in it, so I had to get to the venue bare early and that, so I was just sneaking in as a younger and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, doing like the warm-up set where I'm just practicing and that, you get me? Then obviously by 2014, I was properly like in clubs like Arcadian and whatever. Yeah. And then obviously my name was just growing even more. And in 2015, that's when like I done events, and then like the artist stuff started coming in. Like, yeah, man. So that Tinashe and Omar event was mad. They was both there in the VIP section, and I'm looking at them thinking, yo, I want to get a picture, you know. Like them times you have to have like serious courage, you know, to ask somebody. So like I remember I was just saying to myself, like, oh, I want to go over there, but I'm shook, man. I'm scared. You get me? Like, and so you have to just say, you know what? You have to. The thing is, yeah, you have to feel fear and do it anyway. Like this is the thing, you know. I've learned this. You have to feel fear and do it anyway. Like that's another thing what I've learned in terms of like the hosting and me using the mic. I wasn't really the kind of guy to be doing the mic. Yeah. Now I love it. Like
you've overcome your fear, you know.
Yeah, man. Like that's a whole
fear to get.
That's a whole next story. See that one? I don't even know if we got time for that one. That's a whole next story.
I don't think we'll be here for hours.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole next story. So yeah, man. So yeah, that happened 2015, bare artists, etc. And then 2016 to 2018, I was doing quite a lot of tours with Mist, flying abroad, going to Germany, Ayia Napa, Amsterdam.
Come on,
it was mad. But bear in mind, like I said, I was doing all of this while I was still at work, innit? You know what I'm saying? And I was working at afternoon shifts. So I used to work 1 till 9. I used to go to the gym after work, get home at like 10:30. You see, from 10:30, I would work up until like 3 in the morning, because if I went to sleep at 3, I could just still get up at 11, which is the time I used to get up, and I could still have 8 hours sleep. So I still made sure I had 8 hours sleep. But I used to always make sure as soon as I get home, I'll just obviously chill out for a bit, half an hour, whatever. Say 11 till 3, straight grinding on whatever it is I need to do. If it's a mix, if it's whatever, more than likely it was mixes. I was just trying to do bare mixes and creating CDs and whatever in it. So that's why I think it's really important to use your time productively. And any time that you do have, even if you do work, I do feel like a lot of people like, you know, they'll be working and they'll say, oh, I ain't got the time, or oh yeah, man, when I get home, I'm tired. And, like, I get it, I do get it, man. I do get it though. Like, you can be tired, obviously, when you get home, but at least just try and, like, in the week, just try and put like I've been creating routines recently in it, so I'm trying to create a routine like in the day and everything. You get me? So just try and in the week, just say, okay, this day or these days within these times, I'm gonna trying to put some time into myself. I'm gonna do some reading at this time, read some books. And I noticed that you were reading this book as well. So
I love it. I finished
it. You know
what I'm saying? I'm reading it again.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done as well. I'm reading it.
I'm reading it again. Yeah, definitely. Have you been highlighting? Have you been highlighting stuff on it?
No, but I just
you need to highlight, man. Get a highlighter. But I got 2 for to send you on.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. But I do have my favorite chapters. Don't get me wrong. But I'll do some highlighting as well.
Yeah, definitely got to do the highlighting.
It's amazing. I read it from like all the time. Like I've finished reading it. Now I'm reading it for the 3rd time.
Yeah, I swear. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, man, it's good, man. So yeah, that's the journey. Doing up tours, performing in front of thousands of people that was sick. That was probably like one of the highlights of my career so far.
Yeah.
And then done up Dubai. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. You know what I mean? Obviously, this is where we are.
We love to see it. We love to see it. And I wanted to also add on to what you just said, the fact that when you're passionate about something, you will make time for it. Like when you love what you do, you will make time for it. Now, I understand, like, you know, some people do work a 9 to 5 and stuff, and it does get tough at times. You do get tired, but like I said, like when you love what you do, you will make time for it, like just naturally. Whether you want to make time for it in the weekends, whether you want to take time in the evenings to make time for it, like what you said, like you was grinding throughout the whole time because you're passionate at what you do, and you always like did what you did, and you carried on doing what you're doing. So I appreciate you sharing that, you know, DAYDAY.
Yeah, definitely.
This is like a motivation for a lot of people, especially on this life.
I think, you know what, the hardest bit is obviously starting in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I already been starting from way back, like it's nothing for me to, it's like when you got a snowball in it, like, you know, they have to call it the snowball effect or whatever. Like when you start rolling it, obviously it's nothing at first, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's how it goes. So starting is the hardest bit, you know what I'm saying? And obviously a lot of people have a lot of like self-doubt. Oh, would I be able to do this? Can I do it? Or what people do, but you know what it is, like you just feel, like as I said, feel fear and do it anyway. Because fear, this is what I read in this book. I swear my man's got it in the book anyway, where it says fear is like obviously it's a defense mechanism that like the humans have got in it to, like, you know, like if there's something dangerous happening, like, you know, if a flipping lion's running towards you, obviously you're gonna feel fear, you gotta run, you know what I'm saying? So fear is obviously a thing where you know you kind of, you're just scared, but sometimes it can hold you back in it from your own, like from you elevating. So just feel fear and just do it anyway, because you know you want to do it. So just do it, get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no time like now. Just, you know what I mean? Trust me.
And this is the best time to do it. This is the best time to get it done, guys. Like
100%, man.
Like
if anyone, like I'm very like, I'm on one of them ones. If anyone messages me and says, "Oh, like I've got this idea or whatever," anybody needs any sort of help in it, I'm like, a lot of the time I'll message you back and I'll like try and help you out. Like I'm that kind of person in it, you know what I mean? So if anybody needs any kind of help or advice in terms of like business or something like that, don't come to me with no relationship talk. I don't know nothing about that. I'll be honest.
You know, let's give about relationship advice.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
No, but honestly, DAYDAY, thank you so much for sharing. You know, all of everything that you've been doing. You know, it's just such an inspiration. Like I said, you're not just a DJ; you're an inspiration. You know, and I love the fact that, you know, how you said that, you know, your parents were, you know, DJs as well, and they've been doing it as well, and the fact that you're passing it on to your nephew. Like that is
yeah. Come on, man.
It's so cute.
Come on, man. Nah, like, trust me, man. When I see him DJ and I look back at the video, I'm like, bro, man, like he's looking gas, and I was like, it makes me happy, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
does that remind you of like a mini DAYDAY?
It's like it's mad. It's like a cycle, you know what I'm saying? Like that was me, like with my older cousin or whatever, like learning and that, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm teaching him, and obviously like he ain't really, like, he's not really doing well in school in terms of like, he's not really like learning academically, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm aware that like everybody learns differently and everybody is willing to learn different things. Like you know, he's quite behind in terms of like school and stuff like that. But I know that he's like an entertainer and he's a performer. People love him. Bare people on my Instagram message me all the time. Oh, I love him, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? So he could do up YouTube and do up DJing and do up, you know what I'm saying? So obviously, yeah, so I thought, yeah, man, let me, like, you know, it was his birthday, it was his 10th birthday. So man said, you know what, let me buy him a DJ decks because, you know, he's been in the lab with me and he's been mixing and that. So I thought, let me buy him a DJ decks and just teach him little ones and twos. And now, yo, we've been up live. I've been on live with him a few times and he's been shutting it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's been shutting it down. He's been giving us all the vibes as well.
Nah, it's
maybe
cold, man.
Like
it's
in
cold.
5-6 years time, we might see him with you shows.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be the same thing where I'll have to be sneaking him into the dance because he's too young. You know, like that. Like same. Like, I used to get snuck in it. Like it'll be the same thing, man. So, yeah, man.
But yeah, my next question is, DAYDAY. Listen, you can be as honest as you can on here. This is the floor is yours. You can literally be so honest with us. But I wanted to basically like ask you, you know, being on social media constantly, you're always on social media, you're always creating content, you're always being on these lives. At times, I guess it does get a bit draining. It does get a lot. Do you get burnt out at times? Does it affect you mentally? And how do you deal with it?
I would say social media affects everybody mentally, like subconsciously, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you're there scrolling, and it just like, obviously, as we know, in it, social media can be a bit toxic because you're reading certain things and it can fuck up your vibes and your energies, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for me, I'm trying not to be on it as much, and I'm not really on it as much either because as part of my routine and stuff like that, like I've got like a morning routine. So I wake up at 8 o'clock. I'm trying to get into like meditation and I listen to like affirmations and stuff like that. I'm trying to do that kind of stuff in the morning. I put on music. I like to listen to gospel music in the morning. I'm busting my little two steps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm making my vibes good. By the time it comes 10 o'clock, between 10 till 12, I'm working. But you see, when I'm working, my phone is in the other room. So I don't even have my phone next to me because if I have it next to me, I'm going to be on my phone. And obviously it's a distraction and it's not good. So I put my phone in the next room, you get me? I don't care who's ringing me or anything. It's there and you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I might go to the toilet and I might say, oh, let me see who's whatever. And then I'll just pull it down. But I think obviously social media is very addictive in it. So we have to find ways to obviously detach ourselves from social media and actually engage in a real life because yeah, man, like, you know, you could be sitting down watching programs with your parents or your friends or your family, and it's like we need to communicate with people and be present, as they say, you know what I mean? But yeah, in terms of, there was one time, to be fair, where I would say it had like quite a big effect on me, like quite draining. Not anymore now because, like I said, I do the thing where I put my phone in the other room. If I need to upload content, like I'm on one of them now where I set myself alarms in it. So I got alarms that go off and that. So say for example, TikTok videos or whatever, I normally upload them between 7 and 8. So I set an alarm like 7:30 or something. And then I literally just spend that time just editing the video or whatever and uploading it. And then I don't even really check it like that. I just make it run on it. You know what I'm saying? Same with Instagram. I upload a video. With Instagram it's a bit different because I like to comment back to everybody's comments and stuff like that. So it is quite time consuming. But the one time that I would say it kind of caught up with me, this was probably like a few years ago now, 2 years ago. On my Instagram, I was posting quite a lot of like personality type videos. So I wasn't posting that many like DJ stuff. It was more like I was doing like kind of comedy almost, but I wouldn't even say it's comedy because I'm not a comedian, but like it was just me being aware of like me and my gifts and it. I know that people are drawn to my personality. People like my vibe. So I was doing
like skits and stuff.
I was doing like skits. And I was very much doing like, you know, like how people have on their Instagram, like you know, like the white borders and then you write text on the top and blah blah. I was doing bare of that. Like my Instagram was full up of that. You know what I'm saying? And like I was getting to the stage where like I used to write on my whiteboard, you know, to create and upload 4 videos a week and stuff. So I was kind of like forcing it, kind of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like because I thought, yeah, man. But to be fair, don't get me wrong though, like people was following me and people was engaging and there's bare comments and stuff and people was liking the content and stuff like that. But then I think because I was kind of expecting quite a lot from myself, like create 4 videos a week, and this isn't something that like I normally do. Like it was kind of different to DJ, and it was like personality kind of skits and like comedy kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like then I was kind of like raw, and when I didn't post, like it was affecting me. Like when I didn't post, I was like, Yeah, like I felt like I had to post, you know what I'm saying? Like
I know
on these days when I said I was gonna post, if I didn't post, like it would affect my mood, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then that's when I kind of had to check myself. I said, raw, like, okay, like obviously I remember just looking at my Instagram and I thought, okay, cool, like you know, people are commenting and people are, you know, following me and whatever, and engagement, whatever. But I don't look like a DJ anymore. Like I was scrolling, I don't look like a DJ anymore. I look like a comedian. Like if somebody just comes on my page and they don't know me, they're gonna think I'm a comedian. And man, a comedian, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I thought, okay, cool. Let me kind of like now I've got them archived, so I haven't deleted them, I just archived them. So now obviously my DJ is like I thought, okay, let me continue doing DJ related posts on my Instagram because that's what people know me for, and it like makes sense. So yeah, archive them stuff. And now like I don't even really post. Like now I probably post like on a Wednesday sometimes and on a Sunday. So now it's probably like twice a week. So I'm not asking too much of myself. And if I don't post twice a week, it's okay. Like I know it's okay not to post on the set days that you want to post. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all right. Like before
I feel like sometimes we do set standards for ourselves and we set these goals. And when it doesn't happen, we do get a bit like,
oh yeah, definitely, 100%, yeah, definitely.
Which brings me to my next question as well. You know, you mentioned that you've been around, you know, traveled abroad, DJed abroad, you DJed Germany, Dubai, Ayia Napa. You've been all over. What was that experience like for you?
Well, it's okay. The first one was Germany, so that was in 2016. That one was a mad one because like obviously I was still working, and I basically just randomly got a message from this guy on Facebook saying, "Oh, I'm a promoter in Germany, and I listen to your old school mixes, and I love your mixes, and I want to book you in Germany." And blah, blah. I'm looking at it like, is he having me on, or is he being serious? Like, you know, I'm a bit confused now. Like, this sounded a bit too good to be true. You get me?
Ooh.
So I messaged him back, and I said, "Oh yeah, like, that sounds good." Like, obviously, like what coming. Yeah, I was gassed, but I kind of was thinking, right, okay, that's a bit mad. But like, so obviously, I messaged him back. I said, all right, so what can we do in it? Like, what are you just willing to do? It's like, oh, I'll pay for your flight and the hotel and pay to DJ and how much are you gonna cost? And I was like, ooh, I was like, all right then. So obviously, that was the first one in it. So obviously, he paid for the flight and hotel and everything, and obviously asked me how much the DJ. I told him my price, and then yeah, that happened. And I went there with who to go there with now. I think I first went there with my sister, you know. Yeah, I went there with my sister first. So obviously that was my sister. I'm close to my sister, you get me? So obviously I told her about it, you know. We went over there and that was just obviously it's a different country. Like it's not like you go into a country that is I don't know, like I can't explain. Like Germany's Germany, you get what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't going to some.
You know, you've never done it before. You've moved out, like you're forcing yourself out of your comfort zone.
This is what I'm saying. This is way out of comfort zone. This is not even a place where UK people even go like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm DJing in a club where there's just bare German foreign people. Like it's not like my first international booking was in Ayia Napa and there's bare Londoners and bare Birmingham people.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
That would have been a whole mad thing. But I was DJing Sula now where there's just bare people that just don't even know me and I don't know them. So obviously it was different. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a lesson. Like I kind of understood what kind of like the international music, like they like to listen to a kind of like reggaeton and that kind of stuff. And I can't explain. Like there's an international kind of sound in it, you know what I'm saying, in these places. So that was good. I'd actually done there twice, to be fair. I'd done it once and then I think they booked me again like the next year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, that was really good. That was really good, to be fair. Yeah, enjoyed it. And Ayia Napa, obviously I was going Napa like from when I was like 19. Obviously went there for a Mandem holiday first. And then eventually obviously started to get to know people and started to do sets and that DJ sets. Started off doing sets for free, just kind of like, yeah, when you do exposure or whatever, I was just doing it over there.
And to get yourself out there.
Yeah, stuff like that. I was doing that. And then, but don't get me wrong though, like while I was out there, I always get people snap, not now obviously because people are out there now, but like when people could be out there, I would always get people snap me because I used to put my stickers all over the place. Like I'm very smart when it comes to stuff like that. Like I'm very strategical when it comes to like marketing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. So like in the daytime, you know, when everybody's drunk and hungover, whatever, I bear in mind, yeah, man's still hungover, but I ain't just lying down catching some rays. Like man's I'm on my quad or whatever, and I'm anywhere on the strip, like on lampposts, on bins, on the boxing machines. I'm putting my logo everywhere, stickers, blah, blah, blah. So like I was getting bare people like snapped me like over the years, like people snapping me off stickers, like my old logo that I probably put up in 2016 or whatever year it was. You get me, like
yeah.
So yeah, man. Obviously, that was just a sick experience. Then 2019, I managed to I done like a tour kind of thing over there. So I was DJing over there 4 times, so once every week, so every Tuesday in July basically, and I was flying back and forth. So it was literally like I was doing an Uber. I caught 8 flights in July in 2019. It's a different experience,
it's
and
a different experience, yeah.
Yeah, man. Especially obviously because I'm going out there to DJ and to work. Like it's good.
Your
And
gifted
you know what I mean?
talent is taking you places, though. Like that's
Yeah,
how
you know what?
like, people are eager to see. You know, people are eager to hear you listen, DJ. Like
that's another thing. And I can't remember who says it. Somebody said it might be Steve Harvey, I think. He said your gift will take you further than education. Yeah. Your gift will take you further than education. You know what I'm saying? Like further. Don't get me wrong. You can get far by doing your education on becoming a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. If that's obviously, you know what I'm saying, you can do that. But just know that when you know your gift, you're God. You know, you're God. You know.
You know, I know you're all about. You know, you're always hustling. You're always grinding. But on your spare time, DJ DAYDAY, what is it that you like to do on your spare time?
Yeah, spare time. I like to play basketball. Nah, that's not like that. Nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. I'm behaved, man. I'm a good lad. You know what I'm saying?
No, not like that. But I mean, like, obviously, because I know you're always working.
Yeah, man.
Do you even have any spare time to yourself?
Yeah, to be fair, like that's the thing. Like, I only started doing this new routine over the past, say, like 2 weeks. But I used to literally wake up, obviously get dressed, have food, etc., and then literally be working on whatever it is I'm working on. Like, and obviously I used to have little breaks where I'm eating throughout or whatever, I have dinner, etc., etc. But I literally be working on whatever and up until when I shut my laptop and I'm like, all right, so I'm going to bed now. I didn't used to give myself no like chill time, but that kind of had a bit of an effect on me as well. You get me? Because like it's a lot of pressure and you're not giving yourself any downtime. You get me? So now like my downtime now is I literally probably give myself an hour. Like so now yeah, man, I'm just like. I'm a strong believer you have to spend time with your family in it. So like now I'm like rather than me just being in my room and just working on whatever I'm working on, I spend that hour to like, you know, watch a program with my mum or something. I watch a film with my mum or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like and just spend that quality family time in it. So obviously that's one thing I like to do, obviously spend time with my fam in my spare time. I like to play basketball. So when it's not too cold or it's not raining or snowing, man, I'm probably in the courts. I'm not really a football guy. I just prefer basketball. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to lie. That's probably the only two things. I just like spending time with my loved ones and play ball.
I think during this difficult time as well, it's made us realize that we need to spend more time with our loved ones because they're not going to live forever, especially our parents as well. So,
no, exactly. Now, real talk, man. Real talk. I think it's important because at the end of the day, they're the ones that we're like, you know, grinding for, and it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I am anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like our parents in that generation, all they know is hard work and work hard and yeah, man, work and get pension and you know what I mean, work until you drop, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas our generation now, we have the power of social media. We know how to do certain things and build up brands and etc. So older generation don't know that. So we can really like utilize what we've got in it and monetize off it and you know what I mean, build up our thing and then you know the parents and everyone else can live comfortably, you know what I mean? Also, what I also like doing as well, which I've recently been doing is going on walks, you know. Rather than going on walks.
That's so therapeutic.
I've been doing it walks and that, man. I've been doing it going out in the nature and that, like.
Do you journal as well? Do you like to journal?
I've recently got a journal that I started writing in, to be fair. Like it's new to me though. Like I'm kind of I'm writing in it obviously like
as well. I like that.
like every morning and every night I'm writing in there. Sometimes I forget to write in there, to be fair. Like it's still quite new to me. Like make sure that like music is in your morning routine. Make sure you're putting out music. It could even be, you know, you searching motivational videos.
It could be DJ DAYDAY mix as well.
Yeah, DJ DAYDAY mixes in the morning. You know what I'm saying? What's a little two-step while you're making your cup of teas and all that.
Make sure you subscribe to DAYDAY's Mixcloud and make sure you watch out for his new Afrobeat mix and gospel mix. And I hope you guys are ready because you know DAYDAY brings the vibes.
You know the vibe. You know the vibe.
But I wanted to ask you as well, and you know, you can be honest with it. Like, just be real with us, okay? Just be real with us.
I'm enjoying this conversation, man. Keep it going, man. Trust me, definitely.
So, what are the cons of being on the nightlife scene? You know, being a DJ. Like, what comes with it? Like, what are the cons that comes with it?
What are the cons? I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know, to be honest, I can't really say there's much cons. Like, I really enjoy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there is any cons apart from probably like some crazy girl that try to run you down and everything there. But other than that, probably like them ones there, and it just like.
But you know, what would you say to all the people out there that want to start DJing or want to pursue their goals and dreams, but they're very hesitant, they're not sure? Like, what would you say to those people right now?
I would say to them, now is the perfect time. Like, it's mad because obviously now that everything's happened with this corona stuff, like everyone's kind of on the same wave, everyone's experiencing the same thing, everybody's on the same boat, you know what I'm saying? Like before, you know, it's mad when we look at before what everyone was on, everyone's all steams ahead and, you know, everybody's achieving this and achieving that. And sometimes you can look at socials and you start to feel a bit down, like, yo, how come I ain't doing that, man? Like you start beating yourself up and start self-doubting yourself. But now everyone's in the same boat. So I think now you need to use this time to, you know, read or learn about things that you might want to learn about. For example, like last lockdown, I was thinking, you know, like when I mentioned about doing the music production type stuff, like I bought like a beginner kind of music production, like keyboard thing in it, you know what I'm saying? And I was learning that kind of stuff. I'm not really doing much of it now, but I did learn quite a lot, and I do know a lot more than what I did know before because I didn't know nothing. So anything that you have any interest in, just literally start now. Now's the perfect time, you know what I mean? Don't be scared. Although, like I said, feel fear and do it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta feel it. Just feel it. Just take it in and say, all right, cool, I feel it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you may as well go for it. So yeah, man, I think just go for it. And if anybody needs, like I said, any help or any advice as such, or any positive words or anything, then obviously drop me a DM. I'm always there. I always try and help my people them. So yeah, man, as long as you're supporting me, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Don't message me and then I go on your page and you're not even following me, because then you ain't gonna get no response. You know what I'm saying?
Like, even with your videos, DAYDAY, like, they're amazing. The content is banging. And I feel like a lot of people, they look at it like, damn, yes, it's lit. But they don't realize that it comes with a lot. Like, you've got to actually, plan everything. It ain't easy. This content creating thing ain't easy, guys.
Real talk. Like, I get stressed in the lab, you know. Like, I'll be
stressed. It's not easy.
Like, sometimes, like, a lot of the time, like, you know, on the Tuesday when I'm making my videos, this is something I need to kind of change up in my schedule or in my routine anyway. So I'm normally just on a Tuesday, I normally think of the idea, like I said, I have my morning routine between 10 and 12. Obviously that's my work hours, and then I have like a half an hour break where I have a snack or whatever. Then I'm working from 12:30 till 3, so that's 2.5 hours. So on a Tuesday, 10 till 12, that will be when I'm like, you know, planning or thinking about what kind of TikTok videos I can make. I'm putting the music into the folders and stuff between them 2 hours. Then after my break, that's when I'm creating the content. But like sometimes it just doesn't go as it's meant to plan. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm stressed out in there, like, yo, like, and sometimes, like, you know, I make maybe 2 videos or 3 videos, and then sometimes you just don't have the creative flowing. You don't have the creative flows like flowing in it. Like, so sometimes you might have to just leave it and say, you know what, I'm gonna come back to it. If it doesn't work out, like, don't be too hard on yourself. Like, just come back to it, and come back to it, and you'll be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, 100%, 100%. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep killing it. Keep bringing the vibes. We appreciate it. Keep entertaining us with your gift and your talent, because honestly, you always just bring the vibes. Not just in terms of just DJing. You just the way you even, like, your energy. You just bring it. You bring the vibes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
On this live, a lot of people can agree with me. You always bring the vibes. You inspire a lot of people with your gift and your talent. Your journey, just inspiring us on your journey. How far you've come. Even sometimes, and you know, as content creators, as entrepreneurs, sometimes we do have our down days. But at times, when I look at your Insta stories, when I look at your page, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. Like, you always get people going, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining with me on this platform, coming here, speaking on your journey, just discussing everything from your journey being a DJ, from an entrepreneur, just everything. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Do you have any last words? Where can they find you? Where can they find your USBs, your CDs? Where can they buy your stuff? Let us know.
Yeah, man. So you can find me on socials, Instagram, DJ DAYDAY _, TikTok, DJ DAYDAY _. They're my main social medias.
Yeah.
Then obviously Mixcloud, if you want to listen to my mixes, that's mixcloud.com/DJ DAYDAY -1. Or if you just download the app, you can just search DJ DAYDAY. I know, come on. If you want to get any USBs or any CDs, my website, djdayday.co.uk. You know what I'm saying? And then just go to the store. Like I said, anyone can message me if you want a USB or if you want CDs. Literally just message me and say USB or CDs. That's, you don't have to say nothing else.
I hope everyone's messaging right now. If you're not messaging right now, I don't know what you're doing.
You know what I mean? We got, like, I literally had to restart the USBs. I've only got a few left, so they're kind of selling out kind of quick still.
So these USBs, can they use them in their car?
Yeah, man, in their car, wherever they want to use it in there.
So
but the idea really,
you're cleaning, you need to be blasting your DJ DAYDAY mix, okay?
Because you have to think
of shower, you should be listening to DJ DAYDAY mix right now.
Yeah, real talk. Jeez.
Okay.
You know what it is? The reason why obviously I've done it as well, because with Mixcloud, they've got a new like thing where you can't rewind and that, you know what I'm saying? That can get a bit annoying. It's very annoying for people. So with these USBs, like, especially if you're playing it in your car, like, you know, like you might be vibing and that in your car or whatever, and you want to rewind. Oh, this is my favorite, you can't rewind a Mixcloud. With the USBs, they're all tracked as well. Like, apart from the live mixes, because obviously there's too much tunes for me to track it in it. But with my actual mixes, like, they're all tracked, so you can go back to your favorite track and fast forward and blah, blah. And obviously I just wanted to say thank you yourself for getting me on the show, getting me on the live, because like I said, you got the vibes as well. So when you hit me up straight away, I was like, before you even had to say anything, I was like, yeah, man, I'm better. You got good energies, man. Like, every time you do videos and you at me in your videos, like I've always said, you got good energies. I can see you're good people, and I'm an energy man, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, continue doing what you're doing. Every time I see your name and you at me, I'm like, yeah, man, I know this is gonna be some good vibes. And the thing is, you don't even at me. No, you know what I know you for, yeah. Like, some people just at me in one video. You at me in about 10 videos. So like, that's how I know, cause you just vibing throughout the whole thing, like beer vibes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo,
oh my god, you actually, oh my god, is
she actually bare videos, you know. But I like it. Obviously, you know what I do? I kind of just select the videos that I repost. You know, there was that I'm like, yeah.
I didn't even think that you even watch all 10 of them. I just at you for the sake of atting you.
Now you know what it is, obviously, because like, you know, with my story anyway, I don't really like to make my story too small, and you know, like that. So I can't repost all 10, but I just go through. I'm like, all right, yeah, this was definitely a vibe. I'm gonna upload this one. You know, I
thank you so much, DAYDAY. Thank you. Have a lovely evening.
You too, man.
I shall see you
Blessings,
another time.
Blessings, my people. Love and respect.